Are you a nurse and are you looking to migrate out of your country? Is the UK becoming very difficult for you? Come closer, I got you. So you can migrate to Republic of Ireland, and in today's video I am going to be telling you how you can get registered as a nurse in Ireland and migrate over to the country. So if this is something that you are interested in, don't go anywhere. Keep on watching till the end. To practice nursing or midwifery in Ireland, you would need to carry out two processes. The first one is something called qualifications recognition process. That's just how the Republic of Ireland classifies you and assess your qualifications to see that it is in comparison with the Irish qualifications. And the second process is something called registration process. So we will do that step 1, step 2, and that way you have an understanding of what you need to do first. So for stage 1, where it is qualification recognition process, you would need to log on to the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Ireland portal first. So for today's video, I will refer to that as NMBI. So you need to log into the portal and create an account. When you create an account, you will then need to answer some questions to allow the NMBI to qualify you into something they do as G1, G2, G3. Those categories that I've just made mention are different categories for people who are in Ireland, people who are Irish, people who are EU nationals, people who are not EU nationals, so people from Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, those places. There are different categories for them. So you would need to answer some questions on the portal to enable NMBI qualify you. And after you do that, you would then be classified, like I've said, and the list of documents that you need to upload will be made available to you. Once you get that on your page, you then need to upload these documents, okay? When you upload the documents, you need to ensure that the documents that you are uploading are certified. And when I say certified, it's just for someone like a solicitor or a lawyer, or if you are in the UK, somebody in a post office to say this document that this person is uploading, it is original and it is not fake, and the person's name and signature and all of those legal things have to be noted on that, and that's when you upload the document. So after you have finished uploading this document, you would then have to review everything that you have filled on your portal. You review your personal details, and if you are happy with everything that you have filled, you go on to then pay the money that is going to be for recognition of your document. So it is called a recognition fee, and the amount you pay is 350 euros. So by the time you finish this stage, the NMBI would then assess everything that you have filled on your portal, assess your documents, and then they would give you a verdict. They would give you a response. And usually what their responses are would be the qualifications is accepted, or they might tell you you've got some missing documents, would need you to upload it, or they would tell you that no, the qualification is not up to the Irish standard, but then they will send an email to you and tell you this is what the verdict is from us, and then you can either accept it or you can make an appeal for them to review it again. So after you're done with stage 1, where your qualifications have been recognized with the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Ireland, that's NMBI, you then go to stage 2. And stage 2, like I said, is called the registration process. And this process, you go back to your NMBI portal, and this is the part where you would have to do assessments for English competency. So you would have to upload your IELTS results and show that, okay, you've got up to the standards. And usually they want an overall band of 7, and in other categories they can say 7.77 and 6.5 in writing. So please do ensure that you practice properly for this. IELTS now is very expensive. In Nigeria, people are paying over 200,000 naira to do the IELTS exam. So ensure that you pass it on your first sitting and you don't go back to pay another money to do IELTS. So please do prepare for this properly before writing the exam. I can tell you how much people pay for IELTS in Nigeria. If you are not in Nigeria, if you're in Ghana, South Africa, Zimbabwe, India, whichever country you are and you're watching this video, please do leave it in the comment section. How much do you pay for IELTS exam? How much have you paid? And do you think the amount is fair? So after you have answered questions related to your English competency and you have uploaded evidence or proof of your English competency, the next thing you would do is you would need to answer questions related to your registration process. So if you practice in Nigeria, you would have a license given by the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, and wherever it is that you registered with first, you would have to show evidence that you are licensed in a country, and that's where you then answer questions, and then you would have to upload the evidence as well. By the time you have finished submitting all the documents that are required of you, you then go on to submit a declaration. So you would declare that I, so and so and so, all the information I have given is accurate, is true, it is not fake, and all of those things. You submit a declaration, and then you would review everything that you have uploaded. You know, just like how you reviewed your information, personal details, your document in stage 1, here in stage 2 as well, you would have to review everything that you have uploaded, saying, okay, everything you uploaded is accurate, you did not do any mistake anywhere. And when you are done, you then go on to pay the registration fee. And this stage, the amount is 145 euros. So when you submit and you have paid the registration fee, the NMBI staff will then review your application, review your document as well, to ensure that, like I said, it is not fake, it is accurate, it is authentic. Like you all know, a lot of information and news have been ongoing about people using fake license to apply for registration. So they would have to review it to ensure that the license and the details that you have submitted, it is correct and not fake. And then if everything is in line with the information that you have given and they see that, okay, you are authentic, they would then give you a provisional decision and say you can go ahead to register as a nurse in Ireland. So congratulations. If you get to this stage, you can go on to become a registered nurse in Ireland. So just like how they communicated to you in stage 1, communication in stage 2 as well will be via email with the possible outcome from your stage 2's application. Usually the possible decisions could be provisional decision to register the applicant or provisional decision to refuse application. So whatever the case may be, you can either accept it or appeal. So you've got the option to say, no, please review my application again, and then send in more proofs and things like that. So these are the possible outcomes that could result from your stage 2 application. Now I'm just going to be telling you what the documents are that you need to prepare and things that you need to certify so that you can start this whole process of being a registered nurse in Ireland. So when you are preparing to get registered as a nurse in Ireland, the Nursing and Midwifery Board of Ireland would want you to upload certified copies. And for you to certify this document, you just cannot meet any kind of person. You need to go to either a notary body or a solicitor or a lawyer, or if you're in the UK, like I said initially, you can go to the post office to have the documents certified, just so that they can tell that the document that you are uploading or submitting, they are original, they are correct, and they are not fake. The documents that you would need to upload in this whole process involves identity document. You all know that by now you should have an international passport. So ensure that if you don't have That should be your step one. Go get an international passport. And then if you do not have an international passport, on some rare occasions, you could use a national identity card as a proof of identity. Another thing you need to bear in mind is if you are married, then you need to show evidence of your change of name. So that's where like your marriage certificate comes in, or any other document that you can use to show as evidence for why you changed your name. You also need your transcript. So wherever you finished your school from, you need to get your transcript to ensure that that is handy and available. You also need to have your license available and ensure that you do not have anything that would delay you. So your IELTS results, you need to get that sorted as well. And if you schooled anywhere where your certificates or your transcripts or your documents in general are not written in English, you need to ensure that they are translated to English and to the language that the Irish Board of Nursing have requested for. So before all of you would come for me and say, oh, Mercy did not say that we're writing CBT or doing OSCE exam, the reason why I did not mention it earlier is because it does not apply to everybody. So I will be giving you scenarios and illustrations where it applies, and we're going to be having a look together on my screen on the NMBI website. So it says your qualifications have been recognized, and then further information is required. It went on to tell us you are required to successfully complete a compensation measure which applies to G2 and G3 only. Like I explained before, you need to answer some questions first when you start the registration process during the stage 1 where your qualifications are being assessed for recognition. That's when the NMBI would classify you into a G1 or a G2 or G3, and that's just for people who are either from the European Union or outside of the European Union. And usually G3 are people who are outside of the EU, G1 and G2 are people who are from the EU. So different categories would require different outcomes, and they have told us here that usually compensation measure applies to G2 and G3 only, and a compensation measure refers to a period of adaptation or an aptitude test that needs to be successfully completed before they can recognize your qualifications. The decision is taken if the theory and clinical content or hours of your overall nursing or midwifery education and training falls short of the NMBI requirements, and you have enough hours or appropriate content to allow you complete compensation measures. Now, these compensation measures are of two categories. If you are applying to the general division and you were informed by NMBI that you are required to complete a compensation measure, you have a choice to undertake one of the following. So either you do a period of adaptation or aptitude test. If you are applying to any division other than general nursing, you would need to complete a period of adaptation. So people who are psychiatric nurses, aptitude test is not available for them. Midwives, children nurses, intellectual disability nurses, public health nurses, nurse tutors, midwife tutors, all of these people here, you would need to do an adaptation. The aptitude test involves two parts. So part 1 is the theory or the knowledge test or MCQs, which must be successfully completed before part 2 can be attempted. And part 2 is the practical or the OSCE tests. And you should bear in mind that you have 12 months from the date on the letter to complete the aptitude test. So you need to ensure that you fill in all the information correctly so that NMBI can classify you in the right category, and then you can follow the next step for the category that you have been classified into. My next video, I'm going to be telling you about an agency who is currently recruiting in Ireland. So if this is something that you would want to give a go, please do look out for the video, because you will be getting the email address that you can forward all of your information to make enquiries from, and you can chase it up with them. If you have not even started the process, speak with them, see if it is something they can give you a hand with, and start this whole process. I'm rooting for you.